Hello, everyone. Hello. Just going to wait for a few people to come on as we call them into this time, into this space. Lighting some medicina. Taking a moment to be here now. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to today, wherever you are around the world. Welcome to today's message on the next 13 days on the Trecena, the energy in the Mayan calendar. We started it yesterday. My name is Marita, one who catches lightning, with the path of Ish and a few other pages also that I manage, including this one, Mystic Curanderismo. We are going to speak today on a few things. We're going to have a little plática, a little 3 breaths, and a little meditation. I welcome you to join in this. I welcome you to share, to write in the comments, to gather together into the circle as we come from all parts of the world to listen to Spirit. So, if you don't know who I am, again, Marita, one who catches lightning over the path of Ish, and a few other more pages. I'm Olmec and Zapotec by lineage. I've been taught, I was born into medicine people and taught since birth in multiple traditions throughout my lifetime. And you can read all about me later. But let's get to the message of today. So one of the reasons that over at the Path of Ish we talk about the Mayan calendar is because it's great to have a different lens into cosmology, into seeing how we are, what we are, who we can be in this time, in this place. Hi, Moon Willow. And so we're looking at what are the relationships. When you come to the Mayan calendar, you look at what are the relationships today and for the next 13 days that can help me on my journey. You know, I check my astrology, Western Vedic, and I check Mayan cosmology. That's kind of what I like to do. I like to have different lenses. Not one is right versus the other. It's just a different lens and a different way to have a relationship to the energies of the day. So at the Path of Ish, which is IX, which means the path of the jaguar, that and is Mayan, that is what we talk about, that Mayan calendar and that rhythm of that Mayan calendar, the rhythm of the circle and how we move around and how we shift and change with how the days are going and the naguales. So now that you're all caught up, let's talk about the energy that we're in. So in the Mayan calendar, there are 13 days called a Trecena. When it starts, which it started yesterday at Trecena, you will have an overarching energía for the next 13 days, right? So the one that we have for the next 13 days, that is going to be at either behind the scenes, in the forefront of everything that's happening, is the energy of Caban, which is the energy of Earth. Now, when we approach this energy, a lot of people will think earth, oh, ground, feet, like in your body, like where would that be in your body? And you're probably thinking in a different place, in different places. When we approach this system of cosmology, it is about the mind. It is about intelligence. And so you might be curious to say like, wow, wait a minute, how is the mind earth? Well, let's step it back a little bit even more. The last Trecena that we had, because I like to look at how the energies, right, are coming one into the other and flow. And it's a great way to be able to kind of look to be like, okay, what were the 13 days before? The 13 days that we had before were the energies of the seed. And really what we had for 13 days before us was, can we be responsible for our creation? For what we think, the seeds of our minds, of our speech, of our actions, what are we planting? And now that energy is coming into the energy of Earth, the intelligence, right? And you might think, well, chicken and egg situation, what came first, the seed or the earth? And don't you need the earth to plant the seed? Well, if we step it back, or like I say, moonwalk it back, the earth was a seed, right? At one point, it had to be created. If we look at seed as the idea of creation, just as many traditions look to the north direction as where we plant the seeds of creativity with our ancestors, right? Our creation is seed. So seed as creation created the earth. We are planted here, whether you are a star being, we are planted here now. So can we grow where we are planted? So as we look at the earth as this seed that has been planted of creativity, of what is being created, and each one of us the ability to create on this planet, on this earth, then we have to look at how are we doing so. When we look at the intelligence of our mind, if you come from a Western tradition, right, the mind has been separated. That's why over here at the Path of Ish, we take 3 breaths in our meditation to remind us that breath is life and brings in the separation that has happened through Western colonized society of the mind leaving the body and the essence, right? 200, 400 years ago, it was just simple. 2 breaths. Essence, body. Body was in the essence. It was all together. We didn't have to talk about the mind because the intelligence of the mind hadn't been popped off our heads. So that being said, we are in currently right now the 2nd day of this energy of earth, of how to look at our relationship to the seeds of creativity that we planted with the 13 days and the responsibility. And now, how are we manifesting with all of our parts aligned with our mind, our body, and our emotions, right? All together coming to the table. This 13 weeks is an opportunity and an invitation to have your mind finally join your body and join your essence in a way, and it will be supported like that if you can look at the intelligence of the mind not being superior to the intelligence of the body or the intelligence of the essence. So if we can start re-looking, right, redefining intelligence, mindfulness, right, and our association, appropriation of ideas, then we can start unraveling and remembering truth. Now, I'm not saying the ultimate truth. I'm saying what is true to you so that you can examine that and be responsible for how you live that every day. I spoke about how we are now in the 2nd day. So we have the Trecena of Caban, earth, intelligence, mindfulness in that sense, approaching us with the 2nd day, the tone of 2, which is duality, and the Nagual of today, which is Etznab which is the obsidian knife. So today, within these 13 days, we have this opportunity where we have the energy of obsidian, as you know, is refined lava, which acts as a mirror into our reality. Obsidian mirrors are used a lot in curanderismo, how I was taught and brought up. They're used in a lot of practices. And the energy of that, right, because lava is about creation, what it reflects back to you once it is polished is, who are you now? Obsidian is not an easy mineral to work with. It is very demanding because it is very honest. Something that's very similar that also comes from the earth and the intelligence of the earth, just like obsidian and minerals and rocks, is cacao. Cacao is also a mirror into your here and your now. I want to show you the cacao, the sacred ceremonial that cacao that we're making over here at Cuatro Manos Cinco Volcanes, part of what I do, my founder. I'm a founder of it. We make it into this disc form, right? Not because of ease or anything like that. This is how cacao, this Hawaiian cacao, wanted to be made, because she wanted to be a mirror, a small mirror, day by day, that when you look at her, you take her in, you build a relationship. She shows you those small parts of yourself, or large parts. And there's more going on in this circleness, right? She's inviting you into all your parts to come into the circle. There's a specific design in it to actually activate all of that ancestral healing, as well as star wisdom coming in. So there's a lot going on in this little disco, right? I can't tell you more. You have to come to my cacao classes. But this is really another, right? If we're talking about an obsidian mirror, which I don't have mine right here, also in circular form, here's something else that is another mirror, a medicine to the here and to the now. So if we look at the energies of the last 13 days coming into this 13 days, it's really not an exploration of going out, but of coming in. And that coming in, right, as I'm wearing this NASA shirt because I want to be an astronaut as a child, is really because we are all rock stars, because we have the same as stars, is that ability that can you look at yourself as that galaxy that you haven't explored yet? Can you look at yourself in that way, with awe and with wonder, as you work in your shadow? It's the same kind of reframe of thinking as the earth as a starseed. It was created and imagined and created in a galaxy. It's the same reframing of thinking of ourselves as starseeds, all of us, no matter what planet, here planted on this earth, where we learn to grow here now, where we learn the lessons, where we can combine the astral planes with the intelligence of the mind, which is earth. Now take a moment, let's just take a moment for all of this to kind of settle down. As your mind is starting to understand that it is welcome, not just as a computer, as most of us relate to it, but as truly something that is created and can create with the intelligence of your body, the intelligence of your essence on this plane. So with that, let us do our small meditation. And what we do over here at the Path of Ish is we take 3 breaths. In and out through the nose, calming our vagus nerve. Please do not do this if you're driving. I had someone reach out and be like, oh my God, I was driving and I got lost. Please do not do this. Just come back and watch this at a later time when you can be sitting, where you can be uninterrupted. So let us begin. If you're a high flyer, if you're one of my students, you know what that means. Please make sure you have your grounding stick. And as we do that, let us take our 3 breaths. In and out through the nose, as we bring our mind into this time, into this place. In and out through the nose as we bring our bodies into this time, into this place. In and out through the nose as we bring our essence into this time, into this place. As we invite the intelligence of our mind, our body, and our essence to meet us here now in this circle that we've created, in this conversación, in this little Facebook group, Instagram group, wherever it's going to be posted, we welcome them to sit in this circle. And I want you to just feel into what happens when your mind hears that it's intelligent, that your body hears that it has its own intelligence, and that your essence has its own intelligence. And as they're getting used to that, I offer you to take those 3 breaths again on your own and see how that feels. And once you've taken those 3 breaths again, can you start settling into that wisdom and that wonder? And now as your parts are starting to recreate and redefine their relationship, now we welcome them into the circle a little bit more. And see how that feels different from when you've done these 3 breaths and these 3 calls, whether you just watch me here on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or whether you are one of my students. And now with this new mindset, knowing our mind is an intelligence of the earth as well, and connecting that, we ask Mother Earth for a root for the rest of this small meditation. And just allow yourself to receive as best as you can. We process a lot of things throughout the day, a lot of information. So our mind is very active in that. Our body is very active in processing information. Our essence is very active. And so for today, we then call in also the energy, not just of the earth and the intelligence and the mind and all of that. Let's also call in the Nahual of the seed from the last 13 days. And let us also call in the energy of obsidian, that obsidian knife, that mirror, to reflect to you today with the number 2, as we call that in, to look at our duality without judgment. For to have light, we must have shadow. To have shadow, we have light. And start to see where the mind is with that, where the body is with that, and where the essence is with that. To see if there is an imbalance in your relationship with them. No judgment, just can we observe from a place of radical self-love, not of detachment, but of compassion and understanding. If you're having trouble with this, kindly ask Mother Earth for a little bit more help to receive this. And as you do, we call upon our sacred ceremonial cacao to also come in as an energía. For she is a soft, beautiful, compassionate, yet powerful medicina that teaches us to open our hearts to our truth. And what is that truth that we carry from within? What are the stories that we escape all the time because we're afraid to have a conversation with our mind, our body, or our essence? We ask cacao, we ask Mother Earth, we ask the Nahuales to hold us in this space and to teach us. See how this is very different from you fixing things or knowing things or having things figured out. This is a place of being in the circle and of being a student, of learning, of receiving instruction. Not so that you just take it and go fix it, but you can acknowledge that these energies are here to walk with you. Ah, there it is. As some of us are changing that idea of relationship and receiving and giving and knowing, we release that. Keep breathing, keep breathing. with that as it settles right into our mind, into our body, into our essence, we hope that today we might take that which we learned and walk with radical self-love. So it is now with gratitude and thanks to all who have gathered here, including yourself. We take 3 breaths again and release the root, release the spirits, and release ourselves. Remember, stay in your own lane when you're doing this. Don't get into anyone else's energy. Okay, thank you. And with that, let us take our 3 breaths. In and out through the nose as we thank our essence for being in this time, in this place. In and out through the nose as we thank our bodies for being in this time, in this place. In and out through the nose as we thank our minds for being in this time, in this place. Rub your hands together, seal everything at your heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Pat yourself on the back if you like doing that. Little kisses. Breathe in and see how now that is settling in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, earth. Thank you, cacao. Thank you, obsidian. Thank you, earth. Thank you, seed. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for liking, for sharing, for writing in the comments, for participating, whether it's now or in the future. I hope to see you in this circle or in other circles soon. I do have my cacao training is open. We still have room. It's 6 months. Hashtag cacao if you want to learn about our ceremonial intensive training. It's intensive because it's intense. Everything over at the Path of Ish is intense. So it is really for people who are ready to change and to dig in and to do the work. Cacao medicina is the medicine of the Rainbow Warrior. Therefore, we have a lot of those practices. Last semester, we taught Rainbow Medicina as part of it. So come join the circle, hashtag cacao, if you'd like to apply. Please check your inbox. I always send an email back. So a lot of things get lost in junk. And then people ask me 6 months later, wait a minute, why didn't I get in? And I said, I did send you an invitation. But if you want to learn how to truly lead a circle, right? From someone that's been taught for over their whole life, how to sit and lead circles, right? It's not just about the beautiful flowers and the ambiance, right? It's really how to be with the 3 parts of yourself before anyone walks into that circle. Because you must face yourself first before you face anyone. I get emails from a lot of people from around the world of people who are out there practicing and who have never studied. And some of them, unfortunately, have had situations come up that would not come up if people took the time to study the old ways. We are, again, fast forwarding some things because we can do so because we're connecting over modern means. Please be responsible. If you are out there and holding ceremonies and are doing so after just attending one Indigenous ceremony, that's all I'm going to say. It is about relationships, and relationships usually take more than one day or one ecstatic dance or experience. Please be careful. Please be responsible. These are things that have been passed down from generation to generation and are teachings within a systems or multiple systems that require, if they are taught in specific environments, that environment is part of the teaching. So if you take those teachings out of the environment and you do not know how to mitigate nor know how to build a bridge between that environment and the environment that you're teaching, you will have a bit of a more than a kerfuffle on your hands. So over at the Path of Ish, we teach you how to build that bridge of the old and the new, of several environments, because we are now global, and how to have relationships even with technology. Because technology, if we look at the internet, is a relationship to the Mycelia kingdom. If we look at the phones or the computers, it is a relationship to the crystalline nation. And so we teach you how to help be part of that rainbow bridge with safety and security first, so you can be in integration and in integrity to all the relationships around you, and for those who came before you, and for those who will come after you. So, hashtag cacao if you want to learn how to be and lead in a good way and help get this medicina, which is different. There's a lot of cacao out there. This medicina is very different. Learn more, hashtag cacao, and I'll send you the information. If not, join me also at the Path of Ish. We have Jaguar School starting up again in September. So I hope that you will join me in one circle or in others. We also do Patreon, moon meditations and things like that. Simple ways to join for less than $40, $50 a month. But I hope to see you. All monies go to restoration of lands here in Hawaii. All monies go to also reparations. Thank you for your time. Thank you for spreading the word. Thank you for participating. Anytime you participate in one of these, you are supporting living Indigenous voices. That's me. So thank you, everyone. Mahalo. Have a beautiful day. Thank you to all my ancestors. Thank you to all my teachers who have trained me and who have allowed me to pass on this knowledge in this way. May you be blessed today in whatever you are doing. May you find your path of radical self-love. It does not matter what lens, whether it's a Buddhist lens, a Native American lens. But I hope that you find that path and walk it. You're worth it. Bye, everyone. Blessings.